Hi everyone, Tom West here with a quick introduction to searching for peer-reviewed articles on the CalU library. So we're here on what today is our current CalU webpage. It may look slightly different when you're by the time you're viewing this presentation, but this is what it looks like now. Wonderful webpage. If you need to get to the library, unfortunately there's not a link on our main page, so you can just type in library and do a search, and it will be the first result that you get. Our library is called the Lewis Mandarino Library. So if we go there, we can get straight to the library webpage. I encourage you to bookmark this because probably for your classes here at CalU, you're going to be utilizing the library pretty frequently, and just allows you to get to it more quickly and do these searches and find the information that you're looking for. So let's take a look at how to find peer-reviewed resources. When you first come to the library webpage, this is what you see. The box that we're most interested in is this search box here in the middle. But before we do that, I do want to talk about this Contact the Library section. The library is really user-friendly at CalU for both online students as well as on-campus students. If you are online, they've created this Chat Now button. It is not always available, but when there is a librarian available to answer your questions, that button is visible. So if you're having trouble, never hesitate to reach out to the librarians. They're a great group and very helpful in, again, helping you find the information that you maybe need or how to utilize the CalU library resources. Now, we're going to be using this search box here in the middle to start our search typically. I could just type in terms that I'm interested in and search them. For this video, I'm using an example of searching for individuals using the whole body vibration with the elderly, because that's the population I'm interested in, and with the goal of improving strength and therefore maybe decreasing risk of falls and so on. So I can search right here in this box by typing in those three keywords, and it will search everything that CalU has. That includes books, that includes peer-reviewed articles, that includes popular articles, and so on. Typically, that's not what I'm looking for, however. I'm looking for information in peer-reviewed resources. Typically, I'm looking for information in peer-reviewed resources that are in the medical, allied health, exercise science field. So I don't typically use this box here. I typically go to the frequently used resources and specifically to the health science databases. What that will do is that will take me to a search engine that specifically searches different databases in health sciences, the ones that I'm going to be most interested in. So I'm going to click that box or click this link, and that will take me on to conduct a search. It'll take me the same way that if I had hit search here, but I'm going to use the health science resources. When I click that, it will take us to a login page. Everyone will get that. You'll get that every time you go to use these search engines, because this is reserved for access to students and faculty. Unfortunately, you lose access to this database when you graduate. But again, you'll put in here your username, that is your username for your CalU email address, and your password for your CalU email, as well as it's the same password you use to get into D2L. Anyway, and then you can log in. Once you log in, you wait a minute or two, and then you'll come up to this search box that is utilizing the databases that I chose that are part of health sciences. I do want to show you how to choose the databases because sometimes you do want to modify them. So I'm going to click Choose Databases. This allows me to search different databases. These are the various databases that EBSCO hosts, or again, this search engine allows me to look at. The health sciences choice that I made chooses CINAHL, which is Allied Health and Nursing. It chooses Sports Discus, which gives us articles related to sports and athletics. It gives us Medline Complete, which searches a ton of medical journals, human anatomy, physiology, human function type journals. And then finally, Health Source, which is a nursing and academic, kind of a newsletter-ish type source. So those are the ones that will be searched if I check this health sciences databases. Other databases that may be of interest to you, if you're interested in educational journals, then you may want to click ERIC and probably unclick all of the others. ERIC is an educational resource journal. And if you're interested in sports psychology, which I know a number of you are, you may want to click this Psych Info because that includes journals related to psychology, mental health, sports psychology, etc. So again, those are the main databases that I would utilize in the classes here at CalU. I'm going to hit cancel because I've already selected the ones I want. And now I can add the terms that I want. I can put in what I say, elderly, and I want vibration, and I want strength. Make sure you spell your terms correctly and so on. You can see that I've entered 3 terms all on the same line. By doing that, it's going to search for all 3 terms, and it's basically going to stick an and in between them, especially if I have this find all of my search terms marked. It's the same thing as if I had put vibration here and strength here. But I'm going to put them all in the same box, and it's going to look for any articles in these databases that have the terms elderly and vibration and strength in the title or the abstract. So let's do a search and see what we get. I usually start by casting my net fairly wide, and then I can always narrow it again later on. So there are, believe it or not, 3,526 articles that include those 3 terms somewhere in the title or the abstract. So too many, right? Too many for me. I don't want those. All of them. I can then add additional terms here to narrow it down to either ones that I want to include or terms that I want to limit. So if I, for instance, see that there's a lot of articles related to osteoarthritis, and I'm not interested in osteoarthritis, I can put in osteoarthritis here, arthritis, and I can put not. So any articles that have these 3 terms but do not have those. So I can search again and see if that narrows it down. That takes out over 500, gets me down a little bit more manageable. Other ways to limit your search results I typically choose are, I will check this box, which is scholarly articles. So we'll only include articles from peer-reviewed resources. We've talked about peer-reviewed probably in this class and other classes you've taken, but that will get me articles that I can have more confidence in. Now I'm down to 1,200. Maybe I'm also only interested in articles that are fairly recent, maybe the last 5 years or so. So I can use this slider to narrow down the articles as well and see what I get. Now I'm down to 454. Maybe too many still to read, but it does get me to a more manageable number. But again, you can see now how we could potentially narrow down our articles if we need to ones that are most relevant. So what I would do once you get to a manageable number and you think you have used terms that are appropriate for your interest area, you can start reading titles, and if the title makes sense, you can start reading abstracts. If you say, hey, this article's perfect, this is what I want to do, I'm interested in these aspects of function, mobility, balance, and strength. I wanted to look at whole body vibration, plus I wanted to look at the elderly. So that checks all of the boxes for me. It also has this information about creatine. Maybe that's of interest to me as well. So if I want to see the whole article, often the articles are going to be available full text. Sometimes they may not be, but often they are. If I want to read the whole article, I can click this full text link, and what that will typically do is take me to the full text PDF of the article. If this article is perfect for me, I want to save it and use it for my research paper that I'm writing, I can download the PDF to my computer so I don't have to do a search again and so on. And you can do that by clicking the download PDF button or clicking this little button here, and it will download a copy of this article. It's going to name the article Content Server, however, so you may want to rename it with maybe the author's name and a brief summary of what the title was, or you can put the whole title, whatever helps you keep your articles organized. But that's gets me the article that I want, and I have it stored, or I can print it out and use it later. If articles are not available, full text, don't panic. Our librarians are incredibly helpful and very quick to respond. So what you can do, let's say I want this article, even though it's written in a foreign language, let's say I want this article. If it's not available full text, I can first click check for this article in Google Scholar. That will take me to a search in Google Scholar. Often it is still not available. And if it is not available, then you can interlibrary loan it. This is free, this service, and incredibly quick, and and very easy. So what you'll do is it'll take you to this box here. You'll have to enter your name, your status. You'll be a graduate student most likely, or potentially an undergraduate student. You can leave this box as is. You put your CalU email address and your phone number, and the rest of the form is actually populated automatically by EBSCOhost with the title of the article, the author, and all of the other information. And when you hit submit, a librarian at CalU will get the article for you and email it to your CalU email address. I typically get these within a day or two, if not the same day. And again, now you have the article as a PDF to utilize for your paper or whatever project you're working on. So interlibrary loan is an incredibly helpful tool for you as well. So don't try to use only full text articles. I would use the ones that maybe need interlibrary loan as well. Now, when you do the search, obviously you can add other limiters. I'm going to click Advanced Search here. And what that does is shows me a whole other group of ways to limit the article. Those limitations, however, are typically specific to the search engine where the article is found. But in CINAHL allows me to use only English articles if that's the case. I can use specific types of terms where it's published. Same thing for Medline. I can choose specific limiters and so on. One that's of interest that you may want to use, especially in Medline, is the button human. If you only want to look at studies that involve the use of humans, then click that box, and that will exclude studies of rats and monkeys and so on. But again, there are a lot of different ways to limit the articles if you so need to. Anyway, hopefully this quick tutorial has shown you how to use our EBSCOhost databases to search for articles in exercise science, health science, and fitness.